My name is Chloe, and before I started volunteering at the Front Street Animal Shelter, I didn't know a lot about what happens here. But now I know that people from our community work very hard every single day to help keep little animals like Felix here happy and healthy until they are able to go home to their forever home. Whether it is volunteering at the shelter, donating to the shelter, or adopting from the shelter, those things are what keeps the shelter running. Over the last 5 years, with all of this teamwork, the shelter has been able to drastically increase the leave live rate. In 2016, the number of animals that left alive was 84 out of 100. However, 5 years ago, the number of animals that left the shelter alive was 20 out of every 100. You can really see the difference there. The shelter is working very hard to still make the leave live rate even better. So far this year, they have had over 500 adoptions. At the shelter, there are over 1,900 volunteers that volunteer their time to help save the animals.
Well, I've always heard great things about Front Street, and everyone's like, it's the place to be, how they turned it from a pound to being a place where they do free adoptions, and I thought that was really cool. And I'm doing this for my senior service project, and I thought it'd be really cool to give back to our community and see how these little guys and how they could change someone's life, and I thought that was really cool. My favorite thing to do at Front Street is when I'm one of the first people here, when I get here at like 8 o'clock. I love going around to all the kennels and like saying good morning to all the dogs and just energizing them in the morning. Be like, oh hi, how are you? And just making sure that they understand that I'm not a threatening person and that they can feel comfortable around me.
Well, I just think it's a great opportunity for the community to work together to save lives of the animals here. And I think they do an amazing job at keeping them safe and healthy until they can find forever homes.
Being a Front Street volunteer can be very hectic because there's always a lot of work to be done. Even though it is hard work, people in our community do it every day to keep the animals happy and healthy. If you want to become a Front Street volunteer, you have to take the Shelter 101 class, which is where you learn what it takes to become a volunteer. After you take this class, you'll be able to do things like kennel cleaning, dishes, laundry, dog walking, and cleaning the cat's quarters. All these things are what keep the shelter running so that the animals can get their forever homes. The Front Street Animal Shelter also has many generous donors that donate things from money and food to old newspapers and blankets. Because of these donations, the shelter is able to provide many services you might not know about.
So at the Front Street Animal Shelter, we do a lot of things that most people don't expect. A lot of people think we're just a humane society like an SPCA, but we're also animal control. So we do go out and rescue animals from hot cars and talk to owners who maybe aren't taking the best care of their animals to make sure that all the animals in our community are being well cared for. We also do vaccine clinics for low-income citizens and even the homeless that have pets to make sure that our community's pets are vaccinated and protected against rabies and other health concerns. And we do really low-cost microchips. It's only $5 to get your pet microchipped, and it'll really help your pet get home if they ever get lost.
Front Street's adopters are the ones that actually finish the journey of the shelter and bring an animal home. If people weren't looking for animals to adopt in our community, we would have a crazy overrun shelter. But thankfully, many people want to provide a forever home for many animals.
They've always been a really good shelter. We've always brought our animals here for shots or kittens here, and we wanted to find her a friend to keep her active. She's an older dog, and find a little dog to keep her active.
We rescued our first dog, Dallas, who's our baby, and we're possibly looking forward to rescuing another.
Well, there she is. Oh, hi, sweetie. There's your girl. Thank you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you so much. And she's just so sweet. We walked up to her. Oh! We walked up to her, and she was calm, but she was also really happy to be there. And then when we met with the dog, her name is Alice. So when we met with her, she was so sweet, and we fell in love. And then she was so good with Wesley, and that was just so important. So our experience here was great. The handlers were amazing, and even though it was crowded, we still feel like we got attended to really well. So, and then we've got a forever home for her too. So.
Volunteering, donating, and adopting really do a lot for the shelter here. So, if you would like to volunteer your time to help out animals, donate things from money to different items, or if you're looking for a new family member, come down to Front Street Animal Shelter.